lights are out, you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Monster Energy NASCAR Racing League. My name is James Rawls, and we got a fun race for you here today at Atlanta. Episode 2, if you will, of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, the Racing League here, and it is set to be a doozy. Richard Mandonsa up in the top of the leaderboard right now, as we're going to go ahead and put those up. As we are into qualifying, got about 5 minutes left here for these folks. Put down one blazing lap out of 2, and so far everybody out there doing what they do best. So, love to have you here. Glad that you're here at Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, doing a day race. Thought we were going to do a night race, but those lights are vestigial up there. But no worries at all. Of course, brought to you by Dubby and the Dubby, and as well, let's see who else we got in here. A couple other folks bringing this stuff to you. Of course, admin box. If you want one of those admin boxes, guys, these are the guys to go to it. You can just Google that, admin, BOXX, admin box. I know I use mine all the time. I'm sure you will as well if you get one, and if you're iRacing. So here's the deal, guys. Let's go ahead and go over this race info that we've got here at Hot Atlanta. Of course, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Going to be a 1.52 mile track that is right now 124 degrees down there on that asphalt. 85 degrees weather outside, so a nice day there in Atlanta. 45% humidity, not too much wind. It's also partly cloudy. That's going to help these guys out as they get going. Right now, Jeremy Robbins going to take his lap. Let's see. He is the last one to go out. See if that's going to help him at all once that track temperature cools down. If you missed us last week, you can go ahead and find us here at eSports Broadcasting Network. Had the same race about with Daytona, and it was an absolute blast. Give you those stats. So last week, Steve Waldrop took the number 1 spot, earning himself 44 points and some playoff points as well. That Dylan Herviton in the 36 got a top 5 with Richard Rico, Bill English, and David Simcox. So not a lot of disparity up in the top 5. And of course, we all know as we get closer to the middle of the season, what happens here is going to absolutely make a difference moving forward with your playoff and how it's going to look. So let's ride on board with Jeremy Robbins as you guys can turn it up. As there you have it, Jeremy Robbins with a 31.83, putting himself in 13th position. But you kind of saw what we were dealing with the new Atlanta. It's a lot more of some banking, a lot more to do with how you're going to handle that car, how you're going to affect things. They almost turned it into a super speedway, as they're going to move a little bit sooner than we expected into racing once everybody is done here. But one thing I always like to mention, you're watching us here at eSports Broadcasting Network. We're going to have a lot of action tonight. So if you're coming from the All-American Racing League, we appreciate you. We've also got later on for you Nightbirds, here in about an hour and a half, Western States Racing League is going to be taking their trucks to a NASCAR-officiated track. And that should be an absolute blast there at 9:15, 9:20. So, stick around for us. Stick around for this race as these guys get started. Get ready to rock. It is going to be a good one. But one thing I will say, if you're in the chat and you're watching and you're wondering, hey, how can I support my driver? How can I let them know who to focus on? Tell you what, hit me up in the chat. Let me know who you're here to see. Cheer them on. What I do is I like to give those guys a little bit extra time in front of the camera, especially for those sponsors and whatnot. So here we go, folks. They have finished up qualifying. They're going to start getting these cars gridded up, and we're going to go over our official grid brought to you by Admin Box. Starting in the pole position is going to be Richard Mandonsa. Make sure I get that correctly. I was told. Mandonsa. Yep, he said in the chat, he texted me, he said, hey, this is how my name is pronounced. You're going to be saying it a lot, and I definitely can see that with that blazing time he put down. On his outside is going to be Blake Giglio. Then we got Mason Thompson starting inside row 2. Dylan Herdevan there outside row 2. Row 3 is going to be Matthew Johnson and Mason Connors in that beautiful NRA paint job like that. Row 4, David Simcox Jr. and Chris Isaacs. Row 5, Bill English and Ryan Douglas. Row 6, Jesse Martinez in the 5 machine, Curtis Ecker in the 19 Chevrolet. And rounding us out here in the back of the field, Jeremy Robbins and Chris Blankenship, row 7. It's going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen, and that's not a bad bet. We watched Charles and Jeremy take their laps as they went through, and they kind of stayed out of it, possibly for good reason here. Watch them take this thing into another level here. So 1 lap to go before we get to racing. Like I said, folks, we've got 125 laps at Atlanta Motor Superspeedway, I dare say. So what I wanted you to do is let me know who you're looking for, who you want to see more. We got Giglio, Simcox, and Ecker shouting out. Connors and Connor's sissies. I don't know who his sissy is, but Connor probably in there as well. So Connors, where we at? Mason Connors, he's got some work to do in that Toyota. A very Ford heavy field. I don't know how I feel about that, guys, but that's all right. We'll see a lot of those machines looking fast here at Atlanta as they exit turn 4. Pace car is going to take a hard left turn. Richard Mandonsa looking for the green flag to wave, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We are off racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Monster Energy NASCAR Racing League. Already out to a good start. Blake Giglio working the side draft as these cars are trying to get up to speed. Blake going to try and go as high as possible. Everybody else down low. Mandonsa, Thompson, Hervedin, Connors, everybody lining up. No help for Blake Giglio. That was until the 61 of Matthew Johnson hops up there. This is what we're going to see. They say Atlanta, especially with these cars and the package they're in, it is like a super speedway. Gonna have to find some folks to work with you in the draft. Gonna have to find some people to help you get where you want to go as Mandonsa, Thompson, and Herdevan all take that top line away, leaving Mason Connors down there in one machine on his own. As Blake gets a little squirrely, everybody, ooh, a little bit of twitching going on there halfway through the field. So we just see how these guys are running. So far, so good. It's 3 laps down. Jesse Martinez in that 5 machine just put down the fastest lap of the race at 30.4. Showing us just what it looks like to be in the mid-pack and how important it's going to be to keep that momentum going. Up front, Mandonsa. No issues yet, but Mason Thompson trying to help push him, but Connors is coming up in the 1 machine, one of the fan favorites. Up 4 positions on that bottom line. We're going to see if tire wear is going to come into effect. I don't know if we will, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Connors going to take the lead. We'll see if he's going to ditch that bottom line to run up top. If He's going to leave him out to dry with Simcox, who's been following him through the whole time. Richard Mandonson now back to third. Chris Isaacs down there. This is what it's going to be. The 22, David Simcox. He's going to peek his little head out there, try and get past. But, oh, left in the middle to dry by the 46 of Mandonsa. Let's see how that works out for him, because that's going to affect his arrow. Mandonsa gets it. Mandonsa, Douglas. Giglio involved just a little bit. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mandonsa leaves. I believe he left Simcox out to dry in the middle, and that upset that car just a little bit. See that from a different point of view here. Let's take a look. So yeah, coming off, thought he may have been clear, maybe just getting loose. Levin gets into the 22, and then let's see what happens afterwards. A lot of drivers getting into it with each other there. Let's take a look at what Blake Giglio saw during all that. Oh, just could not get low enough. That's a torn up Ford Mustang there. See where Chris Isaacs and all them were when that happened. So let's go ahead and talk to, if we can find him, Bill English. Maybe not Chris Isaacs. Let's talk to Chris Isaacs there. Hey Chris, it's James in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
So watching that one, you seem to have a pretty good front row seat. What do you see there?
That was honest to God behind me. I didn't see any of it, but I hear that the 22 doored the 11 and made a big old mess of the field.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. We're seeing it in the rear view mirror. So what's the strategy now moving forward, knowing that you got some guys down, you're sitting in the top 5, you're not needing to pit right now? What are we looking at?
I'm looking at. I did a lot of pit strategy during practice. I know the car will run 30 laps on its own. I'm just planning to make the stage break and then play it by ear from there. Hopefully, I'll have some drafting help at that point.
Definitely. Well, good luck, sir. Bring that Chevrolet down to the victory lane. There's not a lot in the field, and I need one to win.
Hey, I'm hoping I can show the sponsor proud.
Definitely. We'll send you down to SBRN.
10-4.
So that was Chris Isaacs there for that one, giving us the play-by-play. So very unfortunate for a couple of these drivers with one to go. Mason Connor's gonna be in the first position. Rolled the dice, went to the bottom of the track, and here we are. Jesse Martinez still has not came out of the pits. Neither has David Simcox. So some folks still having issues there, unfortunately. Here we go. Mason Connors has the button. Once he hits that Geico restart zone, he can go. And there he goes. Gets him going both sides get going pretty well here. Mason with a huge jump. Isaac's not too far back. Bill English in third, not doing too hot. And then what's going on behind him? A little bit of a checkup from fourth on back. That's definitely going to be an issue here, as we have lap traffic outside. Wow, there we go. Lap traffic come down the bottom. Hoping everybody can keep it together. It's Charles Blankenship. He's not having the race he wanted so far. Now these next gen Cup cars, folks, are here to stay, I should say. And they are surely showing out. And of course, the new redone Atlanta. This is the brand new Atlanta. We saw, of course, last year, whenever the piece of asphalt was literally coming off the track as they raced it, caused quite a delay. But they were able to fix that, and what they did was they added a bunch of baking. So this thing runs pretty much like a super speedway. If you haven't had the chance to run it, definitely would say that you should. Get in the sim, run that thing, until it doesn't run no more. It's Mason Connors, Chris Isaacs, still your number 1 and 2. The front's getting a little less squirrely now that they've seen what can happen. Bill English there in the 52 machine, trying to hold off a hornet's nest. See if he's going to run up to block Blake Giglio, who was involved in the last one. He came down, did some repairs on that Ford Mustang. Seems to be running the top again. He's kind of married to that top line. This kid has a lot of experience in the sim. Also races a real-life asphalt machine. Really going places. That elite performance 16 machine. Let's check in over on YouTube. Anybody else? Again, we got Connors. Mason Connors leading the way, the fan favorite so far in that NRA mobile. There goes Chris Isaacs to the outside. He wants to make something happen with it. Blake Giglio sees the opportunity to get in his preferred line, and he's going to take it. 61, Matthew Johnson as well, and that outside line just flies by with the push from Giglio. Giglio took Chris Isaacs to the front with that push. Hopefully he can kind of get off him a little bit as we move through here, but that tandem push has absolutely blown them away. There they go. The 3 gets squirrely. Blake backs off of it. 5 wide formation heading into turn number 3. This is not going to end well. Up comes the Connors. Ooh, that's the save of the night by Mason Connors. Jeez Louise, ladies and gentlemen, Mason Connors able to keep that thing going, and these drivers able to keep it clean after going 4 wide. Whoa. Take a look. 5 wide salute here. And then Mason Connors able to bring it back up with no issues. Absolutely wild. Well, that's going to give Matthew Johnson the lead. Mason Thompson in second. Blake Giglio in third. Now everybody sees what's happened when you get too aggressive. They're all going to stay one by one single file. Of course, you see those sponsors in the bottom left. Give them a little shout out whenever you have the opportunity. They're worth checking out. Of course, Admin Box. You can hit them up at adminbox.com. That's 2 X's. Use code MENRL-BOXX for $19 off at checkout. Race control at your fingertips. Pre-programmed controls. They feature no key binding. Built by iRacers for iRaces. And to make race control as easy as possible, that's what they do. So you can throw those quick yellows, give that guy a black flag that he deserves, etc., without ever having to touch your keyboard. And that's adminbox.com, ADMINBOXX. Mason Thompson still giving a heck of a push here. Matthew Johnson not too far in front. It's going to be one of those times, guys. You cannot get too far out in front here. Got to work with somebody. Got to find a buddy. Who is your moving buddy? Blake Giglio. That was Mason Connors, but after that incident, that may be a different move when he gets to the front. Blake pushing a little bit aggressively for lap 10. But this kid knows what he's doing. He's going to try and get these guys out his front, give himself all the advantage that he can. Unfortunately, that's Chevy and Mustang not really used to working together. Disparity there, a lot better than it was last year, but still, as we see what we're talking about, just how close these drivers are. As we're on board with Blake Giglio. Got that whole hornet's nest behind him. Nobody has left the chat. Everybody that's on the track on the lead lap within about 2 seconds of each other, and that's what we're going to see here. Now it's time to hit that cruise control. Hit that cruise control and just ride. You don't want to do anything that's going to put you in a position to have to make a mistake later on. Racers want to race. That's what they're here for, right? That's what they're getting paid to do, to come out here and put on a show. So it's hard to stay back there, but right now, that's what it's looking like your safest bet is everybody's kind of on the same page with that. Back in the back, Mason Connors trying to go to the top side with the 36. He's been up front. He wants to be back there. Richard Mendonça started pole position, now sitting in fourth. Blake Giglio going to get around the 81. He wants to take up some fuel for these guys. We heard the it's about a 30 or 40 lap run. Blake's going to get hung out to dry. You know the number one's not going to pop out there. Oh, gets his nose cut off by the 36. Luckily able to avoid any issue that's actually going to help him later on. Ooh, buddy. That was close, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, this is your battle mid-pack up front. They've got this thing figured out. They're just riding. Matthew and Mason. But this is where it starts getting a little bit sketchy. About fourth place. 19, Curtis Ecker, trying to work with Blake Giglio. Or vice versa. They're both going to bring that thing down. That Taco Bell 81's looking real good. Chevy machine. So far, you'll see what I'm talking about here with these logos. Of course, in first place, Matthew Johnson repping the 61. Ford machine. And we got Mason Thompson in second position. Richard Mendonça there in third. Is the leaders going side by side. I think Thompson was getting tired of being the fuel hog. He's going to let the 81 of Mason Thompson go by. He says, here, you use some fuel. That's going to put Mendonça in second and Dylan Herviton, they're in fourth in that Ford machine. Mason Connors hasn't gotten out of it yet. He's in a Toyota, the number 1 Toyota. We have Curtis Ecker in the 19 machine. Ryan Douglas from Wilmington, North Carolina, in 6th. And then it kind of gets a little hairy. Curtis Ecker, Bill English, Blake Giglio, Chris Isaacs, and Jeremy Robbins there. David Simcox trying to get out there and make something happen. Unfortunately, he was involved in that issue earlier. Same thing with Charles Blankenship, and then Jesse Martinez has put it on the hauler. Here we go, folks. Side draft by Bill English on Blake Giglio. That's going to give him the opportunity there. This is mid-pack. A little bit of a battle. Back up to side draft. Up front, Herviton. He wants his opportunity to get a lap led in this mug. Mason Thompson with the block. It's lap 30, folks. We got a car on the wall. Matthew Johnson looks like he tagged the wall a little bit up in the marbles. It's about to be a tale of two. Oh, we got a caution. Scheduled stage caution here. Coming under lap 31. That stage winner is going to be Mason Thompson. Let's see if we can get a hold of Mason. Mason, this is James in the booth. You got me.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, you got the stage win there in the end. It was Matthew just trying to get you up front to hog some fuel, or you have to take that from him?
Well, I was kind of like committed to pushing him. I didn't really know there was a stage break. I kind of forgot. I was just riding behind him, and then my teammate Ricky said something to me. I was like, you know what? I'll go for the stage win. So yeah, it's been a pretty good stage. We got DHR 1, 2, 3 right now.
Definitely.
And, yeah.
Looking really good, Mason. Well, so how important was this stage break for you on fuel?
Well, I mean, not really fuel. The really tires, because I mean, I didn't think tires would be a big deal here, but like, I'm super tight on the entry of corner, and it like I have to get like halfway on the throttle. Even when it was bad when I was behind Matthew, but even when I was out front, it was pretty bad. But yeah,
definitely. Well, I'll be quiet here for a moment so you can find your pit box, and then
yeah. Oh dang! I used my fast repair. What? Oh, I missed my box. Well, all right.
That's how it always works, Mason. I apologize. I owe you one.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good, man. You're good.
Well, Mason, again, man, congratulations on the stage win. Good luck getting it out there. Luckily, you're at Atlanta. You don't have too much work to do if you get out here late.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
See you.
That was Mason Thompson. And that's how it always works, folks. If you do broadcast, you talk to somebody, you try to avoid those pit road talks, but unfortunately I wasn't quick enough. That's going to give Mason Thompson a bad pit time. So Mason, I owe you one. All of Mason's fans, I'm sorry. You can mail your hate mail to Sim Racing Media. We're about 2 miles offshore of Florida, so good luck finding our P.O. box. But no, I'm just playing with you. But Dylan Herviton gonna come out in front now, gonna lead us around as we end stage number 1. 30 laps down and 33 total. We're gonna go ahead and go over pay some bills. Stick around as we show you some really awesome ads.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the Left Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one to go here. That Ford Fusion-ish pace car is going to hit the pit road here, and Dylan Herbertson's going to have the button. As it seems like everybody took 2, plus fuel, as they approach that Geico restart zone. Oh, a little bit of a rapid start there, but 36, Dylan able to compensate for Richard Mendonça. Now Richard found his way back up front as the green flag is out. Richard, one of those that was leading, had the pole position. Now he's going to have to fight for it on the outside. Dylan Herberton goes down, unfortunately unable to keep up with it, but the 61 of Matthew Johnson now left out on his own. Then we got, looks like Chris Isaacs back there in the top. I'm going to do some reading here for you folks. I'm going to see what we're looking at as far as stage breaks. $125 laps, 1 stage break at the end of lap 30. So that's all we have there is their battle for the lead. That's Connors back up there in the one machine, all you Connors fans. Matthew Johnson up there with the 61. These guys had an opportunity to push each other earlier. That's what they're going to do now. That's Johnson and Connors, not teammates. But Johnson going to take it off there. And then who's that trying to play catch up? That's the 52, Bill English. Again, folks, make sure you're chatting and let me know who you're searching for. We got Wendy Herverton, and I hope I'm saying that. Wendy, you can correct me here live. I'm saying that correctly. As Dylan has decided to hang out in the back. I don't think anything happened. I think Dylan was just trying to get out of the mess, to be honest with you, and it's not a bad move here. As up front, Johnson, Douglas, and Bill English are fighting. Connor Giglio going to try and put his nose in there as well. He wants a piece of that lead. Herberton's got his bonus points, and he is happy with them. He's going to put those in the back pocket and go sit in the back for a while, as we still have about 70 laps left of this race. Johnson giving the push. See that beautiful camera shot there. On the back bumper, Wilder Graphics 61 machine. This is what it's going to take, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to take pushing. It's going to take teaming up. You know, I said it before. But you've got to find somebody that you're comfortable just riding with. Otherwise, you're going to get pushed a little too hard. You may not be able to handle the push you're getting. That's why it's so important to be really careful. lined up here. Giglio in the 3 of Chris Isaacs. Back together, a little bit different situation than at the beginning of things. David Simcox in the 22 trying to work his way around. Simcox fans, David has now scored about a couple laps down. Just needs some cautions to come through as Blake Giglio works to the inside of Johnson. Johnson got caught in the high side, and that's definitely going to shuffle you out. As we saw there, now Ryan Douglas in the 11 machine is going to lead him some laps. He's up 9 positions from where he started in 10th. Highest mover of the night, followed closely by Bill English, who's right there behind him in that Ford pushing. Dylan Herviton, the closer. I like it. Guys, if you're watching, make sure you hit that like button. That's not for me. Makes me feel good, but that's not what it's for. What that like button does is it shows YouTube, hey, people are watching this and they are liking it. So what it does is it puts this race in front of more folks later on down the road, so these sponsors and these drivers can get the love they deserve from the internet. You know how nice the internet is. But what those likes do is it really just helps these guys get out in front of more folks. Helps the league and as well as your drivers. So snap that like button, shoot me a comment, tell me who you got, etc., etc. We will go from there. English goes to the top side. It takes momentum, and you gotta watch out when you do that, because I don't think he meant to go that high, but Blake Giglio is definitely going to take advantage on the bottom and move into that second position. Hug that line, and the front will follow. That's what we're seeing here, is English falling back rapidly due to that. Whether it was a mistake or not, I do not know. Maybe he thought he had a run. But unless you got somebody going with you, you are going to lose so much momentum riding up like that. There we go, English into the wall. Behind him, the 61, Johnson got into the wall. Luckily, everybody in front of him saw it. They were able to avoid disaster yet again. Up front still Douglas and Giglio. I feel like this is the way it's going to be for a while. Is Blake going to let Ryan back in? Yes, he does. Got to be careful given that nose. Because if they get down in there, a driver like Blake, Mendonça, all these folks that really want this win, they will get their nose down in there if you give them just a little bit of edge. .30 seconds, 30 and a half seconds, looking like the fastest time. Right now we're sitting at 31:35. So as we see these best times, I'm going to keep those up for a couple seconds so y'all can see kind of what I'm talking about. And then our last time. So about a second fall off here. If you can come in with a group, if we've got a teammate like Dylan Herviton Racing with Mason Thompson, Richard Mendonça, and Dylan, it's really going to be a question of whether or not you want to try and come in and steal some time away from some folks here in about 20-30 laps. As Blake trying to get lined up with that Toyota in front of him. They are pushing back in the back. Connors, Johnson, 61. Seeing what they can do, testing it out. You've got the fast repair. You've got a little bit of an opportunity. If something does go haywire, you can use that. Unfortunately, it looks like Blake Giglio already used his. So he's going to have to be careful as he takes the lead away from Ryan Douglas. Now 2 by 2. Douglas has Mason Connors with him. Top side has some momentum. Blake Giglio has Ryan Douglas. Too late to go block. That top side is running. Mason Connors and Ryan Douglas to the front. Douglas going to leave Connors out to dry. Luckily, Connors has Johnson next to him. Give all three of them the opportunity. 61 Johnson doing the really heroic thing. Slows down enough to let Mason Connors get down in front of him. And they're going to go right back up to the top. They're not going to stick with 2 and 3. They want 1 and 2. Now we're 3 wide. Big Giglio on the bottom. The 11 in the middle. The 1 up top. This is going to be interesting, folks. And there it is. The number 1. Mason Connors gets into the wall. Everybody able to keep it rolling straight. As Blake Giglio not blinking when the opportunity comes. That was his spot, and he was going to keep it. Take a look at that replay. So you see just how it happened. See where the 1 machine was in all this. There it was. A lap earlier. So 3 wide. Blake Giglio not going to give it up. He had a nose in there. And then through the triangle, such a hard place to navigate. Mason Connors gets into the wall. Current leader Blake Giglio leading him around. Mendonça there at the bottom, row 3. 21 Jeremy Robbins up top, and it is 2 by 2 from there. Of course, folks, we are brought to you by Dubby. Dubby Energy Drink. Use code MENRL at checkout to receive 10% off your next order of Dubby Energy Drinks. Go out, support this league, support all the other folks that use Dubby. Get that 10% off, and they can go forward from there, as well as Admin Box, 2 X's, ADMIN. BOXX.com. Help you out with all your admin box needs. If you've got an admin that just ran in, is new, or is even old and wants some help, nothing to say thank you to your admins like getting them an admin box from adminbox.com with 2 X's. They do a lot for these leagues. They come out, usually they start as drivers who wanted to drive in them, but they see a need for race control. They see a need to admin and take control of these races, and they do, and they come in. So for that, this bud's for you, admin folks. Get them an admin box. Use code MENRL-BOXX. $19 off at check-in. All you guys watching, appreciate you. As I say earlier, let me know who you got. You got a Dylan Herberton fan in here. Focus on him a little bit more. 30-6 machine doing everything he can to stay in the back, trying to avoid some of the shenanigans up top, as we're only about halfway through this race. So Dylan has a lot to gain from just hanging out, learning, saving some gas. He's saving tires right now. He's gonna have a huge advantage halfway through here. Mason Thompson, Matthew Johnson doing the same thing, kind of hanging out. All actually teammates, Thompson and Dylan. Kind of the same idea there. Richard Mendonça, the other DHR Racing, he's going to see sitting in third, starting the pole. Now everyone's just got to decide how they're going to get by Blake Giglio. Racing for Silly Goose Motorsports. Hashtag New Boot Goofing. He's running with Curtis Ecker. And let me see here, Team Jeter. Who is that? Nope. Actually getting a huge breakaway with Chris Isaacs in the number 3 machine. These two worked together earlier. They did the same thing, but it was opposite. Now it's going to be Blake that has to hold on as that Chevy puts his nose to the rear. Well, folks, it's as good as time as any to go to a Turn It Up segment. Crank that TV, crank your phone, hold it up to your ear, whatever you have to do, as we're going to hear these race cars come around at you full send. All right, folks, what you saw there. Pitting has started. '46 Richard Mendonça overshoots the pit box. The only ones staying out so far are Mason Thompson and Dylan Herberton, as they take separate angles to get to the same spot. That's going to leave the first folks who came in. Nope. Looks like Blake Giglio had a... Oh, caution is out. Let's take a look. Here we go, 21 machine Jeremy Robbins coming out of the pit box. Oh, and then tried to get up to speed. Well, there you have it. That's going to help out Blake Giglio. Let's, as we go into the caution here, Blake, what happened with that pit stop coming from the lead?
We sent it a little too hard, and we got a team penalty, but the good news is, we're lucky dog, we're going to be on the lap, and we're going to take full fuel, and we're going to go send it again.
Hey, there we go. You got to keep your eyes on the bright side, right?
Yeah, I was kind of upset, but we're all good now.
Definitely. So tell us about, we saw some pushing up there. How hard are these cars to control under pressure?
You know, I don't know. I haven't really been pushed yet. When I experimented there and I pushed the 3 out way in front of the field. I was gonna try to pass him there, see if I could do that, and he just got loose there, so I couldn't really get that done. So if I can get someone that I can try to push out and try to see if I can pass him like that, I think it's gonna be what we're gonna have to do here to get some spots.
Definitely. Well, you've got some laps led, brother. Good luck till the end of it. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
Yep, thank you.
So that was Blake Giglio. You heard it. Sent it just a little too hard in there, bud. Causing the penalty, but luckily he's going to be able to come around, be the lucky dog, start at the back, take a little bit of extra fuel, and see what they can do from there. So 1 to go. Remember, this is brought to you by Dubby Energy drink. Use code MENRL at checkout and receive 10% off, as well as admin box with 2 X's, ADM INBOXX. Race control at your fingertips. Go to adminbox.com. Use code MENRL-BOXX for $19 off at checkout. That's a really good deal, folks. If you know, you know. So 1 to go here. Little bit of an issue with iRacing going on. We'll go ahead and run to an ad.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Got everything figured out. Got everybody lined up the way they're supposed to be. Excuse me. Oh, geez Louise. As we have getting the roll into green. Might have to do a little bit of fixing, but that's all right. We can do it. Got a question up there. Make sure, tell me who you got to win this thing. My bet is I'm looking at either Blake Giglio or Dylan Herviton. 36 or the 16 to take this thing away. Also, don't disregard Richard Mendonça. Called his shot earlier. He said, "Hey guys, I'm coming to win this thing. Pronounce my name right." And that is what we are doing for him here today. So into turn 3, they're door to door out of 4. Mountaineer 17 Racing says Blake's got this. Possibly. Had to go a lap down due to the mistake down pit road. I've watched Blake lose a championship for the same mistake, so got to be careful with that. As Mason Thompson takes the T-Bell, 81 to the flag. Mendonça going to drop down below him. As those are lap cars of Isaac and Ecker, they're going to have to throw the caution here to fix that. I believe Isaac and Ecker are in the top of it. And that is going to cause iRacing some major confusion if they don't get that under control. But that is all right. That's how it happens, folks. We're working with a simulator. This is a computer. It does have some problems from here on and here out. So Thompson and Isaacs, I'm just going to call it like they're racing. It's going to be a little messed up front. Ecker there as well in the 19 machine. Down, looking to take it 3 wide is the 19 of Ecker. Thinks better of it. He's going to back out of it. 22, David Simcox. I believe he is a lap down. He's a couple laps down. But everybody kind of trying to get settled out, trying to feel each other out as we get rolling here. I've got a shout out for Giglio. Somebody thinks Giglio is going to win this thing. Does anybody have any other guesses out there in the chat? If so, let me know. Because the race control is going to let them run it out for a little bit longer while they figure this thing out. '61. Matthew Johnson pushes, hard push into the, oh man, I don't even know who that is because of the issues we're having. The 22 of Simcox. Simcox almost gets it bent out of shape. Lap car running up here with him. He has every right to race up there as everyone else, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Isaacs and Eck are going to be running for position. So these guys, maybe it's not wrong. I could be wrong. That's also possible. But the 3 and the 19, they're fighting for the lucky dog. One of them's fighting to get their lap back the old-fashioned way. The other one's fighting for the lucky dog. If Thompson can stay out in front here. So that's why these 2 lap cars are battling. They have to be up there to get their spot back if there was an accident. So you want to earn it back the hard way so you don't have to get the lucky dog. That's why the 3's trying so hard to get around him. The other one just wants to be up there as well, because if the other one gets around him, well, now you're the lucky dog. You have to start the back like Blake Giglio did. Richard Mendonça, he's watching all this. Mason Connors on the top side does not want to get involved. We got a lap car down low. I believe that's Charles Blankenship. Had an unfortunate run. That machine got messed up. That Toyota Camry. So there we go. Blake Giglio up to second place, pushing Mason Connors. Going to drop down in front of the bottom line. That's going to cut off 18. Or the 81 of Matthew Thompson. See if he's got any friends. As the 22, David Simcox, fighting to be up front there. 81 laps down of 125 by my math. That's about 40 more laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Blake Giglio back up front, leading him around, hoping to miss out on the mistake that led him to be in this position. Thompson and Connors battling for second. And then keep an eye on this, the 3 and the 19, that orange and white machine of Ecker, and that chrome Earnhardt 3 of Chris Isaacs, battling for the lucky dog right there in front of God and everybody. Dylan Herberton running the conservative line. He's way back in the back with Ryan Douglas in that Toyota. All in all, folks, we're getting a hell of a race. As we see what the look is from my tower here in the broadcasting booth. 81 Thompson pushing Blake Giglio, trying to get as far out as he can in that Taco Bell Chevrolet. Second and last time I'll give this spiel. If you're watching, you want to get these guys in front of some more folks, go ahead, hit that like button. It's not for me. It's for them to get out in front of more people. What that algorithm does with that like, those shares, those comments, all those fun stuffs, gets this video in front of more people that will like it. See these sponsors. All these guys coming out here, putting on a show for you. Let's put on a show for them. Get those comments up. Yellow flag is out. Looks like Jeremy Robbins into the wall. Curtis Ecker with some damage. Let's see what happened. Looks like the 19 gets side drafted by, or side drafts the 3. 61 goes into the wall. And then chaos from there. A lot of heavy hitters involved in that one. 19, the 3. Here's how it looked from Mason's Taco Bell machine. Pandemonium in the back. That's how quick it happens, ladies and gentlemen. Caution is out on lap 87 of 125. It's going to be a sprint. Everybody should be able to make it out here. Blake getting out second. Thompson out in first. Richard Mendoza, Jeremy Robbins, Ryan Douglas, Dylan Herberton, Bill English, Matthew Johnson coming off, Chris Isaacs. There you have it, folks. We're going to go run to another ad. What these ads are is not really to get our stuff out there. It's really for me to take a break, ladies and gentlemen, so I'll be right back. Check out our best commercial we got, just for being so awesome.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Little bit of an issue on the restart here. Slow restart back in the back. That's going to spread out the field heavily due to some confusion. iRacing again having some issue. Ryan Douglas there in third, Bill English in fourth, Mason Thompson in fifth. There's a lap car up there as well, but Jeremy Robbins going to take the lead, like Giglio. Who is the lap car? Looks like that's the 19 of Curtis Ecker. Involved in that issue. Luckily, he had a fast repair in the back pocket. It will fix that machine. Brought to you by Admin Box. Admins, the unheard folks that help out the leagues, kind of regulate this madness. We appreciate the heck out of you guys. Get them an Admin Box. Go to Admin Box, ADMINBOXX.com. Use code MENRL-BOXX for $19 off at checkout. Bill English still out front. 19 getting a little bit squirrely up there. He doesn't have much to fight for. Chris Isaacs is his only competition. He's about a car back. Talked about that battle and how important it is. Try and get that lucky dog spot. Matthew Johnson kind of been left out on his own, suffering from some engine difficulties, failure to perform. So up front, your official Dubby standings, it's going to be Bill English. They're in first. Jeremy Robbins currently sitting in second, and they're fighting side by side. Blake Giglio there in third, lap car at the 19 in front of them. Ryan Douglas currently scored as the number 4 machine. Mason Thompson in fifth. Dylan Herbiton there in sixth, fan favorite by the way. Richard Mandonsa in seventh. Matthew Johnson in eighth. Curtis Ecker fighting for, as we talked about earlier, fighting for the lucky dog. Chris Isaacs as well. David Simcox Jr. only one lap down. And Mason Connors is unfortunately going to have to put that thing on the hauler. Let's see if we can talk to Mason. We cannot. $30 laps to go. Mason, if you're listening, I'd love to get a interview from you. Otherwise, let me know who you guys are rooting for. Love to give them some more screen time. Of course, if you're watching if you're watching that 3 machine, let's take a look a little bit closer. We can get there. That Genesis Aviation scheme with the Dale Earnhardt 3 throwback, looking very slick. Of course, Genesis Aviation, I have been told. If you guys are watching, we appreciate your support of the folks here. If you're watching and you're not sponsoring a car, hey, get your name on some of these cars. Cheapest advertising there is. Just ask Genesis Aviation. Currently, Chris trying to get out of the lap issues that he's had. Bill English there, still in the lead. Bill English is up 8 positions so far on this race. Started in 9th. Blake Giglio started 2nd, running 2nd. Currently the wedge between the 3. Ryan Douglas, 3rd. He's up 7 positions so far. Jeremy Robbins. Mason Thompson, 5th. He's down 2 positions from where he started. Checking in on our pole sitter, Richard Mandonsa. Currently in 7th position after his issues. So here we go, kind of a battle we want to see. Curtis Ecker and Chris Isaac fighting for the lucky dog position. Kind of fighting to get their own positions back, because as of right now, again, this is not the race for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. This is the race to see who will be the lucky dog if something happens. So if anything, this is more important of a race than the lead, because these 2 cars, the 3 and the 19, are both a lap down. Behind them, everybody wants to see who they can get behind. These lap cars have every right to be up there fighting for position, earning their lap back the hard way. Getting out in front of your leader right now, Bill English. Bill English and the 21, Jeremy Robbins, have to work on getting around them if they don't want to get stuck. That's what they're going to have to work for. Ecker, Isaacs, in the front, they're not leading, folks, but that is a very important battle that we'll keep an eye on to see if there is a caution back here. Those 2 cars will be able to get around for free and let Simcox get his lap back, as he currently sits in 11th in that 22 machine. He has fought very hard to keep that thing in contention. Luckily, we might see something here, as now the 3 and the 19 not giving it up, nor do they have to. They're up front. They've got it back the hard way. The 52, Bill English, trying to find a way around them. Blake Giglio. He's currently sitting in 2nd. Ryan Douglas and then Mason Thompson. 21, Jeremy Robbins back there as well. So this is going to determine a lot, folks. Super important fight up here between, we talked about him earlier, Chris Isaacs in that Genesis Aviation Chevy, battling with the Chevy on Chevy crime, Curtis Ecker. They are battling for position, ladies and gentlemen. Battling for 9th position in front of your leaders. The 52 gets into the 9 a little bit. A little bit of a side draft, a little bit of a tire rub. Luckily, these next-gen cars have a composite body. That's definitely going to hurt the 19 machine, as now Chris Isaacs has his lap and Ecker is a lap down. Blake Giglio trying to figure out who he's going to get behind, how he's going to navigate this. The race within the race, it's cerebral, folks. It is hard to figure out what you're going to do here. The 19 and the 3 are a lap down. They have every right to race up here for the front because they are racing for position. Behind them, Blake Giglio and Bill English racing for the win with 20 laps here to go. Blake Giglio pushes the 19, drops down in front of him. That's the pair that's going to take it. Now Chris Isaacs has some work to do. Bill English has to get up there to Blake Giglio. What a complex situation that is evolving here up front as the number 3, Chris Isaacs, gets it high in the marbles, trying to find some speed somewhere. Nothing doing. He's going to fall back. The insurance for Chris Ecker. 2 cars separate him and the number 3. Currently, if there was a caution to come out right now, he would wrap around the field on his own merit and not go to be the lucky dogs at the back of the field. Oh, as the car goes down the bottom, 3 gets into the wall, 52. Billy English has to work about it. Jeremy Robbins So there you go. Bill English is in second place. 6.6 seconds. I'm sorry, correction. 0.6 seconds back from Blake Giglio, as Blake has the 19 of Curtis Ecker in front of him, and this is going to be a situation where the leader can be pushing somebody. You're not going to see this every day, folks. Such a unique situation that Blake finds himself in, running behind a car at what is essentially a super speedway with no obligation to pass to get the win. All Blake has to do is ride. Does not have to pass the 19. The 19 is what is essentially a lap car. Currently scored in 9th. So it would behoove both these drivers, kind of a symbiotic relationship, if you will, to work together to try and put some space between himself and English in second. Thompson's back there in third. Robbins in fourth. If you're looking for the 3 of Chris Isaacs, he's gone to the back. He wants to just ride this one out and hope something happens. So with 16 laps to go, Blake Giglio leads you around. Bill English and Mason Thompson. The more these guys battle in second, the more Blake Giglio is going to just push to push the 19. With 15 laps to go, less than 10 minutes, folks. It's time to go get some popcorn. Get your break in, because I'm going to turn it up, and you should as well. Laps left in the round 2 of the Monster Energy NASCAR Racing League. In comes Thompson. Robbins has to go to the pits. Blake Giglio. What was going on with Robbins? Giglio leads him around. Thompson behind him. Herviton's found his way back up. Richard Mendonça there as well. Douglas in the 11 machine, he's there. As English has to come down pit road, we might be looking at a situation where these drivers are running out of fuel. Blake Giglio definitely has the advantage. He's got the 19 machine in front of him. So he has been not having to use as much fuel as everybody else, as he's essentially been bump drafting with the lap car. But now Herviton's going to come up in there. Herviton looking to catch something. As the 19 gets a little slowed down. As Mason Thompson's going to have to come down. Blake Giglio decides to come down. Hopefully he can get that thing woed down. 46 comes in sideways. Blake looks like he is. Herviton stays out. Now it's going to come down to a race off pit road. I don't think Herviton has it. If nobody else does, these guys definitely don't. Let's see it. With 9 laps left to go, green flag pit stops coming into play here. Blake Giglio gets out. Slow. Give it to Thompson. Give it to Robbins. Give it to Mendoza. Douglas. As it's slick. These tires are new. Folks are going to have to figure that out. As Herviton comes down pit road last. As it cycles out, it's going to be Thompson, Mendoza, and Blake Giglio in your top 3. Douglas, far behind. Jeremy Robbins, far behind. Bill English, far behind. Wild pit strategy. We'll see where Herviton comes out. He's going to have to be on it. On his horse, so to speak. As he's going to come out in front, and Thompson going to be coming up quick. That might have been the move of the race by Herviton. Sorry, I'm jumping around so much, folks. Let's take a look at my tower. Herviton out there. He's got somebody with him. That's the 61 of Matthew Johnson. Giglio, Thompson, Matt Johnson was early, I'm sorry. And Mendoza all working together to try and catch Herviton. Can they get there? Of course, this is the Monster Energy NASCAR Racing League, the MENRL, brought to you by Dubby Energy Drink. Use code MENRL at checkout for 10%. And then Admin Box. ADMINBOXX, supporting this league with 6 laps to go. Blake Giglio. Herviton still out there. This gap, it's about, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and run to the tower to show you guys just this gap and how quick it's going to close, if it's going to close at all. If these guys keep racing back here, it's going to be over. That's what Herviton wants to see. Dylan wants to see these guys back here fighting. He says, you guys go right ahead. You guys battle for second. I'm got the win in the bag with 4 laps left to go. With the help of Matthew Johnson, the 61 Ford. Not a teammate, by the way. Yellow flag is out. Simcox. Looks like he got it wrong leaving the pits. Trying to navigate. Yep, that's exactly what happened. That's going to open things up and take us to NASCAR overtime. Shrink up the field. Matthew Johnson going to get the lucky dog there. Thompson, Mendoza, Herviton come down pit road. Blake Giglio stays out for the field position. That is going to change a lot here, folks. Let's go ahead and talk to Dylan, I'm not pulling you away from any team talk, am I?
No, you're good, man. What's going on?
So, Dylan, of course, it's James in the booth. This is going to be quick. I'm going to let you go, but what's the strategy here now? You came down pit road. You had the win in the bag. The self-spin gets you. What are we thinking?
I don't know, man. I'm here just to try to get the points lead right now, honestly. A win would be nice. I'd like a top 3 if I can get it, but I feel like these guys are going to be racing real hard, so I think I'm just going to lay back here and let them wreck themselves and hopefully put myself up near the front, at least top 5. That'd be nice. Got second in the stage there, so I can't complain too much, but the overall, the number 36 Zippo Ford Mustang is very good. We've had a pretty good day. I had to use my fast repair early, so I hated that, but we've been able to retain it, and I really don't want to give it up right now. So I'm just going to hang back and let everybody go for it, and I'm going to try to get this thing, at least do the best I can.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. That was the strategy for a while after the second stage.
Yeah, I mean, it was the best way to do it. Just kind of stay back and, I guess, maintain your stuff and, because it's really been a big tire saving strategy. So, yeah, just kind of save the stuff and hope for the best. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a very tough situation. I was just hoping we could get 2 more laps done and that would have been mine. But
Definitely.
Never works out that way, huh?
Yeah, that's how it works out. But Dylan, I'll let you go. Get your head right before the restart here. Good luck, sir.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Hopefully we'll be talking to you here soon.
Yes, sir. That was Dylan Herbiton. That's and we called it, folks. Trying to do the short pit strategy, or the tire saving strategy. Now he's going to be in third. Blake Giglio going to be starting on your inside. Bill English on the outside. Herbiton, row 2, and Mason Thompson on his outside. Let's take a look at what Jeremy Robbins is going to see as we watch this restart. Again, folks, this is NASCAR overtime. They're going to take 3 laps to go. The first flag is going to be a green. The next flag is going to be either a yellow or a white flag. If it's a yellow, we start this thing over again, try again. If it's the white, the next flag after that will end it, whether it be the checkered or the yellow. So keep an eye on that as we move forward. Green flag is out. Giglio out to a huge jump. Good advantage there. Thompson battling for third with Bill English. Herbiton sitting in second with 2 laps to go. Herbiton gets to the quarter panel, unable to do it, as now they're wiggling. Blake Giglio will wiggling. Herbiton trying to work on that advantage. The 81 of Mason Thompson has stuck to the back of Blake Giglio like glue here, folks. We're going to go ahead and show only the top 5 in the ticker, so you can see where your driver's at. Mason Thompson pushing Blake Giglio. 40 Road Mendoza. Herbiton's out of it. Giglio, Thompson, Mendonça coming to the flag here. We'll see what Thompson decides to do. Is he going to push the 16 of Blake Giglio? Goes to the bottom through the tribal. They touch. Give it to Mason Thompson for the lead, his fastest lap of the race. 29.82 happened when it counted. Mason Thompson for the win by a nose in a photo finish here at the Monster Energy NASCAR Racing League, Episode 2. Here it was, folks. Sets it up perfectly. Pushes Giglio, gives him the speed to where he's not going to be able to counter. And then that right there, folks. Give it to the 81 by an inch. Mason Thompson with the lead. So he's going to burn it down. Well deserved here for Mason Thompson. Burn it down and blow it up. There we go. Let's get him into the booth. Mason Thompson with the win, brother. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So you got the win. Came in here. I saw that Taco Bell machine up there all day long. It just seems like you couldn't get a run together. How important was that last lap?
I mean, it was. I mean, I guess it was important. I knew the only way I was gonna be able to do anything was if I could get the 16 hot into the corner and make him slide up. Which is really, you can only do that when like there's like 15 or 20 laps on the tires. You could shove somebody down in like 3 and 4, and they drift up the track. But I just I knew if I stayed his bumper, I'd have a shot to do something. I didn't want to wreck him, because that's just not how I win races. I don't wreck people to win. But I mean, you gotta get them how you get them. I don't think against the rules. I haven't seen anything, and they haven't said anything to me. So I think this one's coming home, but not 100% sure yet. But
Oh, what would make that not an official win, brother?
well, the 16 was saying that I went below the line, but I mean, I don't think. I mean, they don't apply the line or the line rule in real life here.
It's
I
not
don't
a double
think.
yellow, my boy. I think you've got
That is
this
true.
one.
All right. Well, we're gonna hope. We're gonna hope.
Definitely. Well, sir, again, man, congratulations on the push. And I'll be in your corner if they take it away from you. But again, brother, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And who you want to shout out? Who you want to thank for this one?
Just my teammates, DHR. We had a strong race going all day, and yeah, I don't know where we all finished, but I think it was a top 5. But anyways, we'll go home. We'll do a little celebrating.
Definitely. Well,
Yeah.
man, again, congratulations, and hopefully we talk to you again next week.
Yep, 10-4, man. Looking forward to it.
All right, and then next, of course, we have Blake Giglio. Blake, congratulations.
Hello?
Hey, you got me, Blake.
Yo.
So, second place finish there. You're fighting for it all night long. And then the last lap, you knew it was coming. What could you do to defend?
Yeah. From what I'm told, it's under review. Because we weren't supposed to go under the line. So, I think I did everything I could. You know what I mean? If I knew we could go below the line, I would have went below the line. But from what I was told, we couldn't. So, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm either way, it was a good night. But I don't know. I did some burnouts. I thought I won, and that I didn't. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Definitely. Well, Blake, no matter how it happens, you played a good race. Very hard fought win there. What's on the car? Who you want to shout out tonight?
Yeah, we got Elite Pro Finishes on the car. Shout out to them. They give me all my stuff for open races. You for broadcasting, Curtis and David putting us on. CDC Racing, Low Drag eSports. Just everyone that's on the car, Security Pro, and just everyone. It's here.
Definitely. So, Blake, man, again, hopefully we'll talk to you next week. Good fought run no matter what happens.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and then we got Richard Mandanza. Richard, congratulations on the third place finish.
Thank you.
So you were up there. You sent me a message. You said you're gonna be saying my name a lot, and boy did I. What was it like running just all around this field tonight?
It was pretty cool. The car kept getting pretty tight when you were in traffic, but when you were up front, it was okay. This track kind of race is weird. It's like a mile and a half, but not sort of thing. It's kind of interesting. You are lifting a lot, but yeah, it was pretty fun.
Definitely. So, Richard, you've been all, like you said, you were all around it in that Skyline machine. Coming to that green-white checkered, what were you feeling when that yellow came out?
Well, I got pretty excited because me and Thompson, we didn't take tires on our pit stop. We just took a splash of fuel and left, and we realized that we realized how bad the tires were once the 16 got to us and got around us. He was pulling away from me and him. So once the caution came out, we were pretty happy that we can go down, get tires, and at least have a shot to win.
Definitely. Well, man, as well, good luck next week. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again. Who you got on the car? Who does it for you?
Skyline Erectors, they are supporting me here as well as real life on my race car. I want to thank Dylan and Mason for working with me tonight. We're just trying to help each other out.
Definitely. Well, man, again, congratulations on the third place finish. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and gun through the grid, brought to you by Admin Box and Dubby Energy Drink. The results here. I'm being told they're unofficial. We will see as we move forward. If anything happens, we'll let you guys know. But Mason Thompson currently scored as the winner. Blake Giglio, second place. Richard Mandonsa there in third. Jeremy Robbins in fourth. Ryan Douglas came in fifth. Dylan Herviton couldn't make it happen. Finishes outside of the top five in sixth place. Bill English in seventh. Curtis Ecker in eighth. Matthew Johnson ninth. Chris Isaacs 10th. David Simcox Jr. going to be in 11th. Charles Blankenship 12th. Mason Connors in 13th. And in 14th, unable to finish here, Jesse Martinez after that first incident on lap 5. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody here at Sim Racing Media, eSports Broadcasting Network, we appreciate you stopping by. And as always, we'll see you next week.